Hey y'all, I picked up this '02 SeaDoo GTX for pretty cheap. It was kind of an accidental purchase. Went there for the trailer. The dude had on a different trailer than what the ad showed, so I offered him like an extremely low number and he took it. I was kind of disappointed he took it because I didn't really want a project this big, but it's mine now, so I gotta work through it. But as you can see, it's in a really rough shape. A lot of this staining that you see here, we can get all that out with just some wet sanding and polishing. Shouldn't be a big deal. It does have a 951 carb in it, which a lot of people hate this engine, but I think it's pretty cool. I don't mind working on them. I have a whole bunch of parts for 951 carb, so shouldn't be an issue for me. But as you can see, it's in pretty rough shape. I'll probably come back with what my plans are in just a minute. Alright, I think our first step is to just clean everything up. I didn't show this in the first part of the video, but I mean, look at that. There's going to be a lot of cleaning on this ski. It's just nasty in there. And probably going to need some parts for the rear electrical box. I don't know if you can see that too well, but it is pretty nasty. Yeah, I can adjust it. But I think we have all the parts to it. It's just going to be a lot of work. Probably going to be a lot of removing everything and just clean everything up. Oh, let me adjust that saturation. There we go. So I happened to notice that a lot of the head bolts were missing on the engine, and that's not a good sign. So I decided, hey, let's take a peek inside. We're gonna both look at it for the first time together. Let's see, there's a pry point over here, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing up off here. Ooh. Oh, come on. There's a hose on the other side of the head that's kind of holding it. What's that gasket? Get him up. Alright, I'm going to set you down. Alright, I'm back. And it looks about like what you'd expect for that nastiness. Oof. Gross. The crazy part is the engine's not locked up. So, I don't know what happened to it. It just sucked up a bunch of water, or a bunch of water got in it while it was sitting. I don't know. But we're going to keep going. Alright, y'all. Let me bring you back in on this 2002 SeaDoo GTX with a 951 carb engine in it. It's in rough shape. I mean, I got down to these carbs. Look at that. That's nasty. Now, luckily I do have a couple spare carbs in my inventory, but this engine is way worse than I thought it was going to be. So, we'll keep digging into it. We'll see how it goes, but it's not looking too good. Alright, let me bring you back in here on this 951 carb. It's pretty disgusting, but all things considered, look at those pistons. Don't even look that bad. Yeah, that doesn't really help. Yeah, there's a couple gouges there in it, but I've seen way worse. One thing that worries me is There's a bunch of liquid down in that crankcase, but the crank is not locked up, so we'll see how bad the bearings are in it. But it's looking pretty decent. And then let me bring you over to the cylinders. Cylinders don't look too terrible. Might be able to just hone them out. I don't know. They don't look pitted. They just look disgusting. So we'll see. We got her pulled out of there. She's sitting on the bench. Hole looks pretty normal. Here she is on the bench. Still looks the same. Still a mess. We'll keep popping her apart. So I got the case all split apart. You can see that it's pretty dirty, but if we look at the bearings here, let me get a flashlight. I don't know if you can see it that well. The bearings look pretty decent. I haven't spun them yet, but I mean the whole crankshaft was spinning pretty nicely. We may be able to salvage this with just a little cleaning. We'll see how it goes. The counterbalance shaft looks pretty decent. There's a good shot of the inside of a bearing. Looks dirty, but doesn't look rusty. So I think it's looking better. I'm feeling more optimistic.